One reservation though, in all the speeches by Professor Alabi and Honorable Sylvester Mensah, I was expecting to hear how much seed capital has been put aside for this fund, because it's important. It's extremely important. And I would plead that before we close the ceremony today, we want to hear that. My assignment this morning on behalf of my minister is a simple one. It is simply to declare this center the Center for Universal Health Coverage of the University of Professional Studies, Accra, duly launched. Thank you very much.
Shall we put our hands together once again for the Deputy Minister? It is not impossible to begin a business without capital. The real seed capital for this collaboration is the meeting of the minds. But besides the meeting of the minds, the University of Professional Studies has been gracious enough to provide 3 offices for the center. And these are offices already in existence. The university has also provided 3 official desks with chairs. And let me emphasize that these are not new desks and chairs, but they are desks and chairs that have been in existence. In addition, the university has been gracious enough to also provide 2 resource persons to be permanently attached to the center. These resource persons are already on the payroll of the university, so they have additional responsibility. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the part of the National Health Insurance Authority, we have provided 3 used computers. And we have a consultant we have assigned to the center who will be responsible for the day-to-day administration and management of the center. And this consultant happens to be a retired Director of Operations of the National Health Insurance Authority. Besides, we have had pledges from our development partners, pledges to the tune of $100,000 from our development partners. Our development partners have been extremely reliable, and more often than not, when they pledge, they even provide more than they have pledged. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this center has the capacity to generate its own resources. This center has the capacity to attract participants from Ghana, Africa, and beyond. As we speak today, we have an offer to host an international training program with participants from over 15 countries across the world. And this is how the center intends to generate its resources. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, it is possible to initiate a business without capital. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Chief Executive. We will want to take optional speeches.
Thank you very much. So, authorities for Ghanaian government and also stakeholders, and then on behalf of the government of Japan, congratulations for this innovative and also brave endeavor for institutionalize the research and capacity building for UHC, Universal Health Coverage. However, this important inauguration for Center for Excellency for universal health coverage is really we are dreaming about long time. And then finally, Ghana is really stood up and then to institutionalize this, important exercise. So I think we, as we may know about the government of Japan, is really pledging for achieving universal health coverage in Africa in towards also 2015 development agenda. Indeed, universal health coverage paying attention for systems, resilience, equity, and also financing for health systems. Indeed, this Center of Excellence is providing technical services and capacity building and research activity for universal health coverage. We are really willing to collaborate with this Center for Universal Health Coverage Ghana. So our initial discussion going to start next week to more concretize for how we can support for this center. However, we have a lot of ideas already in our brains. So please continue to discuss and stay tuned with Japanese government. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Dear Madam Chairperson, Honorable Deputy Minister, Vice Chancellor, CEO of NHIA, distinguished invited guests, and all protocols. I am very highly honored and grateful for inviting COPI to this important occasion. As everyone is well aware, universal health coverage is the most important goal for every country in terms of providing health care services to its people. This opening of the Center of UHC shows how the country of Ghana is working toward in advance of health systems for Ghanaian people. I would like to assure that the COPI, the Korea Foundation for International Health Care, will continue to provide the technical assistance, including consultations and different training courses to meet the needs, and always to be a faithful partner with NHIA for the growth and expansion of National Health Insurance of Ghana. Once again, I am very grateful for this opportunity, and I surely wish this center to be the hub of the UHC in Africa. Thank you. May God bless you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity for today, which is really a great day to see this dream come to pass. We're most grateful indeed, and some of us who have been around for some time are so excited that finally we can put some systematic knowledge generation behind what we have been doing for years, and that which has provided a lot of content for other countries, and we ourselves have not been able to take advantage of that to become the leaders that we ought to be. And I'll just say that that alone for me is exciting, that finally we can put that center together. So congratulations to the NHIA for this vision and for realizing it. I have to say that that haven't heard Sylvester and haven't heard Honorable Deputy Minister banter over endowment funds and where we are going to get the money. I am reminded of a motto of one of the forces of the US who says that the difficult we do now, the impossible might just take a little while, which therefore means that we will get there because we believe we can do it. And that is why we are doing this. So on behalf of the bank, let me say congratulations again, Sylvester. We will be on your side as the bank and try to generate that which we ought to generate to make this happen, so that it can pass. So thank you so much for this. Again, let me just say that it's important that this institution is not seen as an NHIA-dependent organization. That for us is very, very important. so that we don't throw all the burden back onto the NHIA. They've incubated it, they've birthed it, but it is our institution now, and we should make it sufficiently autonomous within the UPSA for it to function as such. Thank you.
In the training section, we intend to focus on first what we call the foundation course, which actually involves talking about issues such as healthcare financing, universal health coverage, and health insurance. And then we go on to what we may call intermediate or advanced courses, which will deal more with the systems that go into running such healthcare financing schemes. For instance, we talk about provider payment systems, claims management systems, and issues like that. We also intend to expose our students to the practical bits of health insurance implementation, actually go into the field to have a feel of what happens. And then in research, the field is unlimited. Anything that comes up for concern, we'll bring it up for research. And consultancies, we are open to any country, we are open to any scheme, whether local or foreign, to help build the capacity. I think in a nutshell, this is what we intend to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, Deputy Minister, Vice Chancellor, Board Chairman, and Council members of the NHI, CEO, NHI, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I was particularly struck by the number of used items with which we are starting this center. But it reminded me of a paper I read by an economist who said, it's an interesting paper, it's a longish paper, but he said that basically we focused on measuring material wealth. And we've grown better and better at it, but there's another kind of wealth which is non-material. And maybe we don't pay attention to it because we don't know how to measure it. And it has things to do with values, energy, edge, social capital, creative thinking, and so on. And that sometimes that kind of wealth is actually of more importance than the material wealth we are so good at measuring. Because if you have enough of that kind of wealth, even if you don't have a lot of material wealth, you can succeed and end up making the material wealth you didn't have to start with. If you don't have that kind of wealth, you can be given a room full of money, and you may not quite know where it went in time to come, and you will be back where you started. Maybe we should start looking a bit more at that aspect of wealth, and from there, move forward. And I really believe that we'll get to a stage where there are new computers and new chairs and so and so forth. The other thing I would like to say is that this is a very good idea and a very good initiative, because the outcome of a good idea is not only the idea itself, it is also things like the capacity to administer, the resources for implementation, and so on. And again, we can apply this both to the National Health Insurance Scheme itself, which this program is coming to help, but also to this program itself. So on that note, thank you for the privilege of chairing, and I really look forward to seeing a self-sustaining center, because we need the NHI money to pay the providers. Thank you.